Claudine Gay is officially out at Harvard, but the fight over DEI has only just begun. What started on college campuses is now hitting boardrooms across corporate America. But instead of standing their ground, many executives are turning their backs on DEI instead. I want to bring in my friend David Gura, business correspondent for NPR. David, you have followed this story closely. And to me, in many ways, the Harvard story, it's almost a gift. I'm being careful. Not to all corporate America, but a lot of CEOs in the last couple of years have not said, I want to do away with DEI, but they've definitely, and again, I'm not complimenting them, I'm just reporting on what I've heard. They are fatigued by it. And so it seems like this moment they're opening the door saying, see, yes, maybe we shouldn't have it either. It's like an excuse they were looking for to tamp down DEI.
I think that DEI is one of these terms like ESG or CRT, critical race theory, that's new and novel and not universally defined. And that's the problem here. I think that's what's making them nervous. It's what's caused a lot of this, or animated a lot of this fight, is people being able to use different definitions for what these terms are. So I think that you're right to suggest that it's a gift. They've seen how all of this is played out. And there have to be executives who have watched this with real trepidation, have seen what's happened in the context of an academic institution, and probably fearfully wondered what might happen if you were to see a group of customers or investors turn themselves against a company like this. Look, I think we saw from Mark Cuban, billionaire executive, a very well-articulated thread.
People didn't see it, so please, yes.
In which he defined himself, again, this is kind of a plastic definition, he defined what DEI is and made the argument that for an executive to encourage diversity is beneficial to both the executive and the company and customers of that company. You're looking for a wider audience of employees, of people who might go to your business. That's advantageous. But all of this has to be done correctly. And I think that that would be the most constructive thing that could come out of this, is an effort to, again, better define the term DEI in a more universal way and find a way for it to be applied in a way that is constructive and not something that's a detriment or that the companies would be bemoaning having in place.
Not only did he come out and say that, but J.D. Vance tried to take a swing at him and say, is that what you're doing with the Mavs? And Mark Cuban took him to school. So where do you think this is going to go, right? Are there some companies that are going to jump on this? Or like how's this going to go?
You know, I think that we have seen, especially with the big banks, they've come to Congress every year, and this is something that J.D. Vance, who sits in the Financial Services Committee in the Senate, brings up every time. He says that they should stay away from ESG issues. They shouldn't bother themselves with social issues. I think that it's going to be this kind of political cudgel, that you're going to have politicians continuing to bring this up and hammer these companies about it. But I will say, of the executives I've talked to, there's a recognition that this is something that they have to, again, look at constructively, understand as a part of running an effective business today. And those executives who understand that and commit themselves to implementing policies like this that are designed to improve the company will recognize the fact that it can be beneficial. I think that there isn't going to be the kind of erosion that we saw with Harvard and these other institutions, academic institutions.
Okay,
recently.
to that very point, doesn't it seem like thoughtful CEOs are saying it's not DEI runs my business or DEI is banned from my business? It's a component to running a smart, forward-thinking business that's customer-friendly and employee-friendly.
I think that's exactly the case. And I think that we're at a point where this has been around long enough that companies now have this as part of their culture. I think that it's the minority of companies that detest this or don't think that it should be a part of the fabric of individual companies. I mean, I've been thinking a lot about what happened at Harvard and Penn and is happening at MIT, just about the crucible in which this is happening. Harvard has 400,000 living alumni around the world. That is such a small fraction of the world's population.
But an influential one, and an almost 400-year-old institution.
Yes, centuries old. I think a more interesting pool is a larger one, of which I'll admit to being a part. That's people who've applied to Harvard and didn't get in. And Steph, I'm at peace with that. I got over this decades ago. I think that there are people who didn't get into Harvard and feel like that's an issue with the institution itself and not with them. I think that's what's animated this. Harvard stands for something in like our cultural, historical, and social fabric. It's a place that exemplifies where you go if you're smart and a striver and high achieving. It is still that today. And I think that's what's still kind of lost in all of this is, I think like 9 Rhodes Scholars this year came out of Harvard. Smart people still go there. Bill Ackman's raising the issue that like they had fewer applications for early decision this year than in years past.
Please,
this is still the gold star, again, centuries-old institution that people aspire to go to. and that smart people graduate from. That hasn't changed here, and I think that that's what makes it kind of a unique situation.
Last night we had the head of the Harvard Crimson on, and he blew my doors off. He gave me faith in our future, that we've got young people like that in this country. David, really important reporting. It's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. When we come back,